Good evening, America. Unless you're watching from California, then maybe not so good. Just kidding. Sort of, it's your favorite president, some say the best ever. And tonight, I've got a few things to say. So grab your popcorn, turn off the fake news, and let's talk about what's really going on. It's going to be good, really good.
Well, new arrest in multiple jewelry store burglaries, all tied to one group of foreign nationals who might have been involved in other thefts as well.
Police say that they arrested the suspects in the middle of another heist.
So, as America's largest sanctuary state implodes, foreign criminal gangs are pillaging businesses, totally wiping out the prosperity of legal residents who are helpless and cannot stop these criminals. Yet while this is happening, local activists would rather continue blocking freeways and harassing federal agents, hoping ICE will leave their state.
Thank you. Yes, my comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable.
But as you're about to see, ICE can't do that because their job is far from finished.
They strike in the middle of the night. The surveillance video shows one thief slithering his way across the floor before cleaning out an entire jewelry shop next door. The burglars cut their way through a wall from the neighboring candy store.
Across Los Angeles County, demonstrators are using noise to drive out immigration agents. The campaign is called No Sleep for ICE. The goal, keep ICE officers up all night and pressure hotels to kick them out.
A ring of professional thieves has been targeting jewelry stores across LA County, hitting locations in Los Angeles, Encino, and in this case, Glendale.
This is my safe one. That was safe number 3. They blowtorched that one.
The recent rash of flawlessly executed jewelry store burglaries now has the attention of the FBI. As ABC News has learned, the feds are now helping local authorities investigate similar thefts to see if they're in any way related.
Protesters also got word that ICE agents were staying at the embassy suites in Downey after multiple raids in that city. The crowd there playing loud music and trumpets, dozens of them. Police eventually moving in.
Now, the Glendale Police Department says all of these are foreign nationals. They believe that they are involved in similar crimes in both this country and their country of origin where they all came from.
Welcome back. So there has been a series of really disturbing attacks against immigration officers lately. Some of them described by officials as, quote, planned ambushes. According to DHS, assaults on immigration enforcement officers are up almost 700% when compared to the same time last year. For more on this, we are joined by Chief Correspondent Jonathan Hunt, live with more. Hi, Jonathan.
Hey, Bill, let's get first to the ambush in Alvarado, Texas, which appears to be the most coordinated of all the recent attacks on ICE and Border Patrol agents and facilities. That attack began with at least 10 people, all dressed in what investigators describe as black military-style clothing, shooting fireworks at the Prairie Detention Center. Around 10 minutes later, one or two of them broke off from the main group and began spray painting the facility and vehicles parked there with words like traitor and other slogans. A police officer arrived responding to a 911 call, and at that point, one of the group, who had apparently hidden in trees near the facility, opened fire, hitting the officer in the neck, while another attacker, also across the street, fired dozens of rounds at officers from the facility.
It was a planned ambush with the intent to kill ICE corrections officers. Make no mistake, this was not a so-called peaceful protest. It was indeed an ambush.
10 people have now been charged with attempted murder. As well as weapons and body armor, police also discovered anarchist literature and flyers in one of the vehicles used by the attackers, and a Faraday bag, a type of bag that blocks phone signals and which is commonly used by criminals to prevent law enforcement tracking their locations. Separately, investigators are also looking into the background of a man shot dead by Border Patrol agents after he opened fire on them at a facility in McAllen, Texas yesterday. And one of the big questions, Bill, yet to be answered is whether all of these attacks against ICE and Border Patrol are entirely separate incidents or whether there is some form of coordination behind them, and if so, who is organizing this violence and who might be funding it. Bill?
Yep, that is the big question, and it certainly feels like things are heating up out there. Jonathan Hunt.
Mayor Bass, this is kind of more of a broader national question. Reports indicate that ICE agents and police officers in Texas have been targeted in ambushes, including in Alvarado, where assailants in tactical gear allegedly lured officers with fireworks before opening fire. Given your strong opposition to federal immigration enforcement actions in Los Angeles, how would you address similar escalations of violence against law enforcement in Texas? And what steps would you propose to prevent such unrest from spreading to Los Angeles, while balancing community safety in your sanctuary city policies?
Well, let me just say that the quote-unquote riots that were reported never happened.
Cameras and neighbors. Has it ever happened before? No. How does it feel that it happens in spring? It's horrible. Years of work.
Get that. Rico! Come on, man. Don't go in there, man. They don't still be here. Come on.
We did have a couple of incidences of vandalism and looting, but the way it was portrayed nationally was like the whole city was up in flames. The comparison to 1992, which was completely 100% inappropriate.
Holy cow, they're throwing bricks at the police. Oh shit! What the fuck? Come on, Uncle. I worked too hard for this. People don't even understand nothing. Come on. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right what y'all doing. I came from the ghetto too. Same as all of you did. Y'all need to listen. But you know, y'all messed up my business. And you call it black power. You mad at the white man. Why destroy my business? Why destroy my truck? Why steal my computer? I'm trying to make it. Could you understand that? Can't y'all see it? I'm trying to make it.
And I think the example that you use, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with it. It was from some other state.
Yes, Texas.
Yeah,
11.
right. I have no idea what happened in Texas. What I do know is what happened in Los Angeles.
11 people were
happening in Los Angeles has been completely.
Mayor, 11 people were arrested for trying to attack ICE agents and federal law enforcement. So I was just trying to get your perspective on how you're going to contain the situation
Well, I think
here in
I
Los
answered the
Angeles and the
question.
unrest.
I can't respond to Texas.
Okay. Thank you.
So while California riots, you've got criminals like this pulling off multi-million-dollar heists.
So this is an intriguing story and development. You got 4 suspects in Ohio now under arrest in connection to the burglary at the home of Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow. All of them are Chilean nationals here in the U.S. illegally. For more, Alexis McAdams is to report on this now. What you find out, Alexis?
Well, like you said, I think a lot of people were wondering when there was going to be an arrest in this case. It took about a month, but the Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow was on the field. He wasn't even at his house when police say 4 migrants broke into his home. And now those men, originally from Chile, are behind bars. Police say this is the group, okay, part of a South American gang. They range in age from 22 to 38 years old. Those are their mugshots. The 4 are now facing burglary charges after police pulled them over earlier this month and found some of Burrow's things that were stolen from his house. Like what? Well, an old LSU shirt and a Bengals hat. On December 9th, during Monday Night Football, police responded to Burrow's home. Listen to this.
You do have a shattered window into the bedroom. The bedroom has been ransacked.
Yeah, ransacked, things were taken, and they walked right out of that house. It wasn't just the Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow's house in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Ohio Attorney General says these men are behind a string of burglaries targeting multi-million-dollar homes. So what's their alibi? Well, the migrants told police they were in Ohio to see the snow. But investigators say one of their cell phones pinged a cell tower right in Burrow's neighborhood, showing they were in the area at the time of the burglary. So try to get out of that. Burrow says it's not just about what was taken. So the NFL did issue a security alert back in November telling their athletes that an organized and skilled criminal ring was targeting their houses because they knew when they'd be out of town because they could watch them on TV. After this, both Kansas City Chiefs stars Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce had their homes burglarized just a month earlier. So
No arrests in Kansas City so far, right?
No arrests in Kansas City.
I was reading about this. There are multiple investigations. They were targeting rich people, not just athletes, known as tourist burglars.
Yeah.
Like they come to the U.S.
going
on
for a while.
tourist visa.
Yeah, well, we know, too, right, from being in New York, how many crimes have happened here linked to migrant gangs, and they're saying that's the same thing. It's just as Dana was saying, we didn't know so much about the Chilean gangs, so it's interesting on that.
I think the Louis Vuitton bag might have been a tip-off.
I think so, maybe.
More to come, Alexis.
Thanks,
thank
Alexis.
you.
Thank
Nice to
you.
see you.
Good to see you.
And what nobody's talking about is this sort of thing is becoming increasingly more common while activists and rioters are attacking the very law enforcement agency that could put a stop to it. And while law-abiding business owners remain helpless on the sidelines, the outrage machine is in full swing, blocking roads and harassing the hotels housing federal employees who may or may not be connected to immigration enforcement. Yet 0 people are out there protesting America's formerly open border, which has apparently blessed us with more criminals than we're able to track down and arrest. And even though not every jewelry store robbery is connected to foreign criminals, the fact that foreign criminals have come here specifically to do their thing is incredibly frightening. But what's potentially even more frightening is the people of this once great state look like they care more about criminals than they do law enforcement. And instead of securing their neighborhoods against the real enemies who are out there destroying businesses and stealing away their prosperity, they would rather holler and shout at the good guys who are there to help but aren't allowed to.
We didn't need the National Guard. Why on earth? What are they going to do?
Even though just the other day they took down a smuggling ring that helped import Iranian national security threats to the very backyards of these activists. And that brings us to the real reason you've got these professional thieves totally ransacking businesses. If you're a criminal, doesn't it make sense to go to a place where criminals are protected?
Zoran Mamdani, the likely next mayor of New York City, has promised not to cooperate with you or with ICE or with deportations of any kind. Do you have a plan? Is there a plan to work around that? How are you going to handle it?
Feel like I'm at, we're going to be in New York City, and President Trump said it 2 weeks ago. We're going to double down and triple down in sanctuary cities. Why? Not because we're a blue city or blue state, because we know that's where the problem is. We know they're releasing public safety threats and national security threats to the streets every day because they don't honor our detainers. We know that. We don't have that problem like in Florida, where every sheriff in the state's working with us. So where we're going to send our assets, we're going to send them where the problem is. sanctuary cities. So I've said it before, we'll flood the zone of sanctuary cities.
On top of that, even if you get arrested, the local jails won't turn you over to ICE either. And their objective is to release you back into the community without issue, where these criminals get a second opportunity to live out their twisted version of the American dream.
Kate Steinle's murder trial continues today with testimony from more eyewitnesses. Her father testifying yesterday about the final moments of his daughter's life on a San Francisco pier back in 2015. The defense team says the shooting was accidental. William Losangeles is live from our West Coast bureau. Like any trial, William, attorneys on both sides are painting two very different pictures of what happened that day.
Exactly, and the defense claims that Jose Zarate is a harmless homeless man who speaks very little English. He fired the gun accidentally, and had he been a college student or a tourist, the defense says charges never would have even been filed. Prosecutors say this was not an accident. Holding the gun high, the DA said this is the weapon that killed Kate Steinle. She is dead because this man pointed a gun in her direction and pulled the trigger. Witnesses, video, and the defendant's own words, she says, show that he intentionally fired. And had he not been guilty, he would have helped Steinle and not run. The sole witness was Kate's father, Jim, who recalled walking arm in arm with Kate the moment she was hit.
She stops, she takes a selfie, she turns around and shot. As she fell, she said, "Help me, Dad." That's my bedtime story every night.
Prosecution experts say the gun was double action, meaning you'd first have to pull back the slide to chamber a round before firing a shot. Sandra?
William, what is the defense argument?
Well, they claim, number one, Zarate did not steal the gun, that he found it on a pier and it discharged accidentally. And it is true that the bullet did ricochet off the pavement, proof the defense claims this was an accident. The gun, they argue, fired on its own when Zarate grabbed it or stepped on it, and that he threw it in the water to make it stop firing.
If he didn't know that the object he touched had a gun in it, then he does not bear criminal responsibility.
So the gun was stolen out of a car of a federal agent 4 days earlier. The defense claims had it not been for his negligence, Kate would be alive today.
You saw what happened with beautiful Kate Steinle. This guy, he said he didn't know it was a gun. Oh, he didn't know. Oh, he didn't know. He didn't know it was a gun. That's his new line. You notice the federal government came in and brought another suit against him, right? We'll come in. That was a total miscarriage of justice. He didn't know it was a gun. The real changes that we're facing are the drugs and the gangs pouring into our country, the millions of people overstaying their visas, chain migration that costs taxpayers billions and billions of dollars, and sanctuary cities that set free violent criminal aliens all over our country and protect them. People come in and they're not necessarily good, like the man that ran over, the animal that ran over many people in New York City the other day. You saw that 2 months ago. He runs over people. Goes on a beautiful, I know it so well, the West Side Highway. I know it so well. So beautiful. People running, jogging, trying to get in shape. He killed many people, ran them over. Chain migration. According to chain migration, he may have as many as 22 to 24 people that came in with him. His grandfather, his grandmother, his mother, his father, his brothers, his sisters. We have to end chain migration. We have to end chain migration.
These were good, almost too good, to the point investigators now wondering if this is a group of professionals making the rounds in LA. The burglars cut their way through a wall from the neighboring candy store, a clear sign to the owners they were no amateurs.
These guys were calm, calculated career criminals.
Frankly, it is outrageous and un-American that we have federal armed vehicles in our parks when nothing is going on in the parks. We didn't need the National Guard. Why on earth? What are they going to do?
Meanwhile, I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you
We didn't need the National Guard. Why on earth? What are they going to do?
Hey, put that shit on! Hey, like that bitch up!
Oh shit! What the fuck?
Looters also ransacked medical marijuana, shoe, electronics, and jewelry stores. Police were close behind in some cases. At least 150 have been arrested since Friday.
We didn't need the National Guard. Why on earth? What are they going to do?
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Do you believe deploying the military to conduct law enforcement on U.S. soil is legal?
Look, we have to make certain that we protect American cities. If not for President Trump, Los Angeles would be burning right now. We had 6 ICE agents that were totally in fear of their life because local officials, an incompetent mayor, a grossly incompetent governor, refused to do their job.
Is there anything you would not find acceptable for the U.S. military to do on U.S. soil?
Look, President Trump understands what the Constitution is. He understands what the laws are. We have to protect our cities. We have to protect our ICE agents. We have to protect our federal buildings. And Gavin Newsom should maybe get off Twitter and start actually going down to L.A. and protecting his own citizens.
The courts have ruled on the Guard. They will be back under my command.
A few moments later.
Okay, why is Trump back in control of the National Guard, you guys? What the hell is going on? First I lose my pool boy Roberto, and now this? I seriously need a mani-pedi right now. A bottle of wine, cherry ice cream, and a whole season of Will and Grace. Fuck this politics thingy.
What's actually happening is they're buying voters. That's really what's happening. It's like a giant voter fraud scam. They're importing voters. It's easy to understand if you look at basic incentives. The basic incentive here is the more illegals that the Democrats can bring in, the more likely they are to win. So that's what they're going to do. That's what they have been doing, and it worked in California. California's supermajority Dem. And look at all the companies that are leaving California.
Yeah.
I mean, In-N-Out just announced they're leaving.
Yep.
Their headquarters leaving California.
They're moving to Tennessee.
A 4th day of rallies and protests on the streets of Los Angeles.
It was a peaceful rally. What is going on right now is also peaceful.
Here we are expecting rallies later on.
When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger.
In Los Angeles, there is a new crowd of protesters that has been building.
CNN had it that these were rallies. Now they've become protests. I'm afraid that by tonight they become riots. If we don't have the ability to stand up and stop this violence before it consumes a great city like Los Angeles, then there's no telling where this could spread.
Are hardworking, good people, and they're the backbone of our city, and they should have access to all the things that we have access to. And I just don't think they understand that it's a political pawn. I don't think they understand.
It's a political game.
This is not done for compassion and kindness.
No.
This is just done to ensure that it stays blue.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's essentially a bribery with your tax dollars.
Yes, this is why the Dems will not even deport criminals.
Yeah.
Because every criminal deported is a lost vote.